So far, I have concentrated on information that's either in the public domain or has been available to me as a government advisor on sustainability. Given enough time and commitment, you could access at least half of the articles, reports, government documents and scientific papers to find the facts that I've used, and they would tell you the story that I've related here. What they won't tell you is what to do about it. As the head of a company that delivers solutions to energy problems, I know there is a worrying shortage of real talent, knowledge and leadership amongst some of the companies that operate in the renewables market. Our approach is to operate from top to bottom. At the highest level, we are talking to government and influencing government thinking. If our clients want to talk to government or influence it or understand government thinking, part of my role as an advisor is to take those messages back. It helps government understand industry's issues and it enables our clients to position their businesses with much more certainty. The process allows for a high level of input and communications with the topmost tier of thinkers and decision makers. As a business, we have a unique insight into what is coming and how to join all the pieces together. We see the whole renewables industry from grid and power companies right down to microgeneration and PV panels. And we know and deal with all aspects of the renewables industry. The important thing is not to worry about the problems but to think about the solutions. Don't think just about the costs, consider the opportunity. Businesses can be very defensive because they do not see that they can improve what they are doing and that there's money to be made out of this period of change. The market size for sustainable energy is estimated to be a minimum of £100 billion by 2020. Businesses have to forget all the assumptions they used to have and relearn what they need to do. They should stop thinking of energy as something that comes down a pipe or a cable for which they are presented with a bill every month or so. Fossil fuel resources will become scarcer and dearer. But the ground beneath the earth will stay warm, the wind will keep blowing, the sun will keep shining, and the tides will continue to ebb and flow. In a world in which rubbish is now really energy, businesses need to harness the resources that are available to them and to think outside the box. A good, sustainable strategy is all about joined-up thinking. There are serious challenges ahead of us, as we've shown here, but we know what we have to do, and we know how to do it. What's more, the journey will present a number of unique commercial opportunities. It is clear that if the national energy targets are to be met, there must be a massive increase in the renewable energy provided by the built environment. The opportunity that we face is clear. The energy agenda is going to become far more important for every business in the world. Above all, the security of supply for businesses is going to become more central to the way they work. Periods of change like the ones we face now can present tremendous business opportunities for the benefit of ourselves and our clients. At a time when the economic and industrial and environmental landscape of the country is about to change forever, it's clear that doing nothing is not an option. As we've shown here, the challenge is great, the situation is complex, but it's not beyond us. It's a time of challenge and a definite market opportunity. There's a need for things to be done, and there's legislation that will make those things happen. The rest is down to us. Forget all the assumptions you've ever made about the way you work, how your business runs, and how you power it. These are the comments of people who thought they knew how the world worked. Houses will be able to fly by the year 2000. The time may come when whole communities may migrate south in the winter, or move to new lands whenever they feel like the need for change of scenery. Clark predicted the use of geostationary satellites, but didn't quite get his head around domestic housing. Stocks have reached what looks like a permanently high plateau. Panic on Wall Street, 1929. The Wall Street crash was the precursor to the Great Depression of the 1930s. Before man reaches the moon, your mail will be delivered within hours from New York to Australia by guided missiles. We stand on the threshold of rocket mail. This would raise the possibility of having your flying house shot down by an airmail letter from Australia. Nuclear-powered vacuum cleaners will probably be a reality within 10 years. It took James Dyson more than 5,000 prototypes just to develop a vacuum cleaner that worked without a bag. To date, no one has tried to put a nuclear reactor in a household appliance. For most of the 1950s, the Americans did, however, try to put a nuclear reactor into an aeroplane, after being taken in by a Russian hoax that the Soviets had already achieved this feat. Enormous amounts of time, research and money were diverted into Project Pluto, which achieved precisely nothing. The Americans have need of the telephone, but we do not. We have plenty of messenger boys. Sir William Preece, Chief Engineer of the Post Office, 1876. Strangely, the Post Office and British Telecom didn't go their separate ways in the UK until the early 1980s. I think there's a world market for maybe 5 computers. Thomas Watson, Chairman of IBM, 1943. Perhaps the sign should have been facing him. 2 years from now, spam will be solved. Bill Gates, 2004. Plastic waste, by the year 2000, ought to be a comparatively minor problem. Non-returnable containers of any kind would certainly be illegal. Professor Meredith Thring, futurist and inventor, 1973. By the turn of this century, we will live in a paperless society. Roger Smith, General Motors Chairman, 1986. The cinema is little more than a fad. It's canned drama. What audience really want to see is flesh and blood on the stage. Charlie Chaplin, 1916.